Hello guys and welcome to my new series, which is basically feet misconceptions, which is when people think, feet are something that they ain't. And the feat I'm gonna be discussing in this video is Goku traveling to Frieza, to the battlefield. Now, many people think Goku traveled half of Namek, which is completely false. I mean, there is a panel in the manga, in the back of the manga, which isn't from Toriyama, I believe it's from V-Jump, that states that Goku traveled to the other side of Namek. And yes, there is a statement, but the feats contradict it, and even Goku himself contradicts it. And I'm gonna be going over this. So, when Purunga was summoned, you can see Vegeta from the ship, from Frieza's spaceship, where Goku was. And that means that the ship was very close to the battlefield. Okay? And the whole first form Frieza versus Vegeta fight takes place on that same ship, on that same island where Purunga was summoned. It was very close to the ship and they did not move at all. They just had a little pushing battle where they didn't even push each other back and forth, just tested who has more power. And then Frieza transformed into his second form. Now, the counter argument people use for that is, but they moved throughout the fight, which isn't true. And I'm gonna be going over a basic analysis of the fight to show that they did not move that much. They did move, but not that much, and it's proven by the scans Toriyama, drew. So when Frieza transforms into his second form, he blows up the island, and the characters go up. They don't move to the right or to the left, they just go up. And even from that same point where they were in the air, they could see Frieza, who didn't move at all. So basically, yes, it's very close. Where they were was very close to where Frieza was, which is when the island that was very close to the ship was, if that makes sense. And then Frieza attacked Krillin and stabbed him with his horn. And after that, he threw Krillin in a very close place, like 50 meters away at best, at most. He threw Frieza in the water that was very close, and it was even visible. Krillin was visible from up there, from where the characters were. And then they takes Krillin and gets him on an island that was very close to where Frieza threw him. And from that island, the fight between Frieza and the others was still visible. So that island was very close to the place where Purunga was summoned on, which we already know is very close to the spaceship Goku was on. So basically, so far the fight takes place at most 100 meters away from the ship. And then then Gohan kicks Frieza on a ship where, again, it's very close to that same place. And then the Frieza and Gohan fight takes place on that same island. The same island is visible from the island Krillin and Dende were on, which again is at most 100 meters away from the ship. So again, it's very obvious that the fight was very close to the ship. And then Krillin tries to save Gohan. The fight is still taking place on that same island, as even Vegeta, who haven't moved at all since he flew up, could see the fight. It was shown to be very close to him. And then Krillin saved Gohan, and Krillin and Frieza ran off. Like, Frieza started chasing Krillin. And even then, you can see that Krillin and Frieza were very close to, again, the place where Gohan and Frieza fought, as you can see them from Vegeta's point of view. And Vegeta did not move. Like, afterwards, Piccolo comes, and the fight again. And when Piccolo comes, Krillin, Gohan and Vegeta just stand and do nothing. they are floating in the air where Vegeta stood and didn't do anything. So basically, again, the Piccolo and Frieza fight was very close to that same place where Porunga was summoned on, which means it was close to the place where the ship was. And the whole fight was basically visible from the point of view where Vegeta and the others were, which again supports that they did not move at all throughout the fight. And even as Frieza was transforming into his third form, they were still visible from that point of view. And then the fight started, you know, Gohan versus third form Frieza, etc. And which is when Frieza transformed into his final form, I believe. Frieza was, you know, still very close to that same place where Porunga was summoned on. As again, Krillin and Vegeta, who haven't moved, could see them. So yes, it was basically right next to the island that Porunga was summoned on. A few, like 100 meters away at most. And even after Frieza transformed, you can see that he shot a blast at... No, I mean, you can see him from that same place where second form Frieza and Gohan fought, which is again very close to the ship. So yeah, it's kind of obvious that wasn't even a kilometer, not sure how to pronounce it, but either way, that wasn't even 1 kilometer away from the ship. And from there on, Frieza just goes to that same island, second form Frieza, and Gohan fought, which is where the characters were standing, and attacks Vegeta. That's basically it. Like, before that, Vegeta tries to attack, tries to attack Frieza, but it didn't work out. Frieza, like... Oh, no, never mind, that was after the fight. Like, when Frieza blitzes them, you know, that was still on the same island where second form Frieza and Gohan took place. Then Vegeta attacks him. The characters were frozen, they didn't do anything. The other characters, I mean Piccolo, Gohan and Krillin. So even at that point where Vegeta fought Frieza, the fight was on the same island, second form Frieza and Gohan took place. And then Frieza kicks him on that same island where the characters were standing, which is again the same island, second form Frieza and and Gohan fought. And this is where Vegeta starts getting tortured by Frieza, which is when Goku leaves the ship. And even as Goku was about to rush there, he says, "Oh, they are nearby, they are close." So this alone debunks that it was on the other side of the world. And even as a Super Saiyan, it was stated that Goku did not have time to get to his ship, yet he had time to get to what was it, Frieza's spaceship. So basically, not only do we have clear proof that the characters did not move more than 100 meters away, like maybe a few hundred meters away, but that's it. But we also have the fact that Super Saiyan Goku isn't fast enough to get to his spaceship. Like, if base Goku was fast enough to get to the other side of the world, Super Saiyan would have done this in no time. And he would have gotten to his ship, which again gets debunked by the fact that he was stated to be incapable of doing this. And it's quite clear that Goku had enough time to do this as a Super Saiyan if his base form alone could travel to the other side of the world, considering the fact that Goku had at least about a minute to do this as a Super Saiyan. As you can see, lightnings everywhere, you can see lava spilling, you can see hurricanes and tornadoes. So which are events that take seconds to occur, you know. So it's quite obvious Goku had quite a lot of time. if he was as fast as the, the misconception about base Goku traveling to the other side of the world would imply. So with that in mind, it's quite obvious Goku did not travel half the world. Like actual showings of what Toriyama drew debunk that. Goku himself says that the place was close, and Super Saiyan Goku can't travel such distances that fast. So yeah, it's quite obvious the fight was not that far away from the ship, not even a kilometer away. And that pretty much debunks the misconception. Like people use that scan like it was factual, but it really isn't. It gets contradicted by the manga, by feats, and by statements, which is superior to a statement that's from V-Jump. With that in mind, I think the case is closed, and the characters ain't really as fast as people would say this would make them. Like, they claim that Goku did it in 1 second. He traveled half the world, and since that planet must be around the size of the Earth, that's like 1/16 the speed of light, and Super Saiyan Goku will be light speed thanks to that. Like, no, that feat isn't valid because, I mean, the feat is valid itself, but what people claim the feat to be isn't valid because it's nowhere near light speed. It's just Goku traveling to an island not even a kilometer away. Like, it's a very bad feat to use. It's not impressive at all for Dragon Ball standards, and it's just not what people make it out to be. So that's about this video. Thanks for watching, and hope I didn't hurt some babies' feelings right there. People who, can't accept that Dragon Ball feats ain't light speed since, OG. And see ya in the next video.